What's up? Alright, this is going to be your new player guide, guys. So, stuff to concentrate early game, how to hit the ground running. Let's get to it. So, this is going to assume you got what you wanted, re-rolling phase-wise. I'm going to do another video on re-rolling / character tier list, but we'll skip that for now. So basically, stuff to know. Character dupes. Most games, character dupes, they have some way to upgrade the character. In this game, there's two types of character dupes. There's unit character dupes and there's arc character dupes. A unit character dupe is going to give you soul, which is kind of a rare resource. It's used for basically upgrading your units at a certain point later on in the game. Arc, if you get an arc upgrade, that is actually going to give you an additional 5% on your mastery here. So, say I wanted this and I was grinding for it. I get a copy of the Silver and Torch, it's going to give me 5%. And I would just go into here and then put it here, add it up. So, that's what dupes do for that. Now, let's see here. As far as your rates go in this game, guys, arcs are more important than characters. Characters are still good. Combined, arcs are about 5.5% SSR arcs pull rate. And characters are about 3%. All characters are technically considered SSR. So, now, I'll separate the other stuff for a different video, but we'll get to that later. So, let's see here, resources. There's basically no stamina in this game, and there is stamina in this game. It's in the form of these blue orb and this red orb. So what do those do, you ask? Well, in order to deploy arcs, in fact, it's easier to show you here, you are going to need to have a certain amount of the orb to do it. Now, you can actually just take the arc off. Like you decide you don't want it anymore, just take it off. Well, taking it off is actually in the top left right here. So you take it off, now you're not spending as much. But in her case, I do actually want her to have the arc. Now, what's the arc gonna do for you? Oh, hold on, that's not the one I want her with. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter for this video. What are arcs going to do for you? Well, when you have them equipped, they are going to give you certain passives, including a stat boost, as well as the ability to farm abilities and passives. So in this case, ability points right here. You get this many per combat. Go in, it'll give you a basic description of what the ability or the passive does. Also, it's going to do for you whatever the arc attribute says right here. So in this case, attack magic requiring 12 or less MP costs -1 magic. Arc ether, like I was telling you about, you save these up. Eventually you can unlock them. If it's an item, you can equip it to your character. Sometimes it's a passive, basically the same thing. So, now, one thing I should tell you guys early, do not level your arcs past level 2, because the higher that you level them, the higher the deployment cost goes. And the deployment cost at level 10 is going to cost you somewhere in the realm of about, I want to say it was like 100,000 or so arc. It was something like that. Like, it gets pretty crazy, and especially the red orb, it's pretty hard to, early game, get a bunch of it, so be very careful with that. But then also, as you level it up, you're going to get additional abilities that you're going to be able to farm. Now, as you level these abilities up on your characters, you're going to eventually get the ability. But it might mean later on, you know, you level this arc up, you're going to have to put this arc back on the character in order to get that ability again. And all characters can get all abilities, pretty much. And you can swap them back and forth depending on what you're doing in combat, what abilities you want. Which on the unit screen right here, I'll show you. So skill set right here, you can turn this on, turn this off. Same thing with passives when you get passives. So now we're gonna get into the orb though. I need to go more into the orb. So orb, as you are doing the world map, you're gonna come across certain nodes the more you explore. So in this case, here's a red node. Over here near the beginner area, there's a blue node. Also be paying attention to treasure chests on the map. Treasure chests, you just click them, you get them. Some of them are hidden, like you can see up behind this tree here. There's actually one right there. Perspective kind of matters. One up here, and then there's one... I haven't figured out how to unlock it yet, but I imagine I have to get here on hard mode or something, but it's right there. Or maybe I gotta get a key, who knows. But anyways, nodes. So the thing about nodes is, every individual node, you can just click Soul Spot if you want in the bottom right here to see what you've unlocked. So you go here, you can either move to it. Leveling it up levels up the rate at which soul is acquired. Let's see if I can... Right here, so it'll show you, okay, you can get this much extra, and this particular node will have this much extra capacity. And you spend gold, basically, to level up your blue nodes, which is actually something I want to do right now. So I'm going to do that. Oops. Hidden level. And boom, I got a level 4 node. So you're going to want to save most of your gold, not all of it, but a good majority of it early game to level up your nodes for your blue. Now your red node's a little different. In order to level your red node, you need blue. So whenever it gets to, like say it's 32,000 right here, you are going to have to go up to the top right here. And this is where max capacity, the total soul for you yourself can carry, not your nodes, that you yourself can carry. You're going to have to come up here and level it up. So in that case, you see how I need 18,000 to level this one up. Or excuse me. Go back to the red node, not that. So in this case, I need 32,000. Well, I can only collect, I think it was like 28. See how much? Yeah, actually I can't collect anymore, so I actually need to spend some gold on this eventually to level this up so that I can level this. But right now, I'm not really using my blue, so since I'm gonna be gone for a while after this video. You can level up capacity up here. So in general, you should level your the rate at which you can acquire it, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just showing you guys, you can come up here and level your capacity like so. And there you have it. Now I have a max of 5,700. So eventually, I haven't found it yet, but eventually there's going to be a deployment cost decrease as well. Maybe I just got to get further in the story. I haven't actually found that yet. But that'll be the third thing you're going to do. Now the way combat works, or maps rather, there's going to be difficulty ratings, and there's going to be certain things on the map they're going to want you to do in order to get all of these rewards, bonus rewards. Try your best to do it. Some of them require abilities that the storyline characters have, so make sure you level your storyline characters a little bit at least for those, to get those abilities. Even if you got like super OP characters for whatever reason. You can also sometimes get those abilities off of arcs. So be paying attention. Whenever you get to a town, there's going to be a shop at the town, and usually there's going to be extra quests and stuff. Highly recommend do not spend any gold on items right away. You are going to want to push early game. You're going to be here, then eventually it's going to kick you here. You're going to push as hard as you can until you get to Royal Capital. When you get to Royal Capital and you clear it, you got to go here, then back. You come to the shop in here. And I've already bought it, but there's going to be, there it is. The auto mode for the game is right here. The manual mode for the game is right here. So you can go back and forth between units. Auto mode, once you clear a quest, you can auto it. And I bought the cookbook. I'm not sure what the cookbook does, but it's a rare item, so We'll have to see that later. Once you bought all those things, you're gonna need, you know, assuming you don't need the cookbook right away, 16,000 gold for that. Have 16,000 gold when you get over there, but also once you clear that, you're gonna get a butt ton of gold from quest rewards and sub-quests and stuff. So, and that's pretty much early game. Your main goal is to push into Royal Capital. Once you do that, you actually unlock a bunch of modes down here, so I'm gonna go into the modes real quick. Conquer, which is right here. This is basically to send your unit away for X number of hours. I've currently got mine set at 10 because I'm going to be working fairly soon, so 10 hours is right around when I'm going to get back. What you get from this is actually soul. Soul is used as high-level awakening material. When you first get here, there's only going to be 2 available. Buy as many as you have characters. If you have 5 characters, buy all 5, start sending them out like crazy. I've done it with level 1 characters and have come back with souls, so I'm not sure if there's a failure rate. Maybe I just got lucky, but I haven't failed it so far. But do this on cooldown, and this does cost gold as well. I believe it was somewhere in the realm of... I forget the exact cost, but it was around like 15,000 gold, I think. So you're going to need some gold to unlock these when you get here. And then just keep that going 24/7, because soul, other than quest rewards and dupes, pretty much that's the main way you're going to acquire it. Now, events tab. Let it connect. So this is basically your daily dungeon stuff. So gold dungeon, Zell. I'll get into all that later. Transcend. Most of us are too low level to do this right now, but this is going to be your leveling up material. And then this is materials to get for like passives and abilities and stuff. So, oh, actually there's one thing I should say. It's pretty much the same way. There's 5 charges. The charges come back every... I'm not sure the timer. I want to say it's every hour. That's what it seemed like, but I haven't actually looked at the timer yet. So, you know, come in here, make sure you're farming whatever you need to farm. And I'm here with Sealed Dungeon, but these are just the dungeons that are not available right away, but eventually you can get keys and you can unlock them if you're like 1 away from getting a big upgrade, then you can come in, do whatever you want to do. That's pretty much that. Crystal... Oh, that's what it was. My bad. Okay, I'm wrong. One thing I'm wrong on. Conquer. This costs crystal. It's not gold. So, I want to say it was 1,500. It's somewhere in that realm. Have that much crystal available for this. And that's pretty much the only other thing you spend crystal on, rather than summoning. One thing to note, I've gotten word that, at least if they're going to treat us the same way as they do the Asian servers, it's going to cost 90,000 crystal in order for you to have a guaranteed pull on the pity rates. Like, if you got really bad luck and you got to go all the way on the pity banner, it's going to be 90k to pull whatever unit banners are going to come out in the future for the limited time units. So, something for you guys that want to save up. So, once you do that, let's see here. Like I said, don't overlevel your arcs past level 2. There's really no reason, because you can technically exchange gems for orb. There's really no reason to do that, so I would definitely recommend not doing that. Now, I kind of went over the arcs already as far as teaching skills and passives. And keep in mind that can be done to all your characters, so you can make even like the tanky characters into good DPS. You can make hybrid physical damage / whatever damage, magic damage, what have you. Oh, I should give a basic stat overview on what stats mean. Hold on here. HP, hit points, mana. You can upgrade all that. I'll show you guys in the grid in a second when we go there. Physical damage, physical defense, magical damage, magical defense. Now, mine may also be used. I haven't figured it out yet, but it may also be the primary stat for heals. I'm not sure on that one yet. But it's either that or int, so either way. And where you increase that, besides gear, is right here in the little sphere grid. So, like right here, that's mind. Defense, attack, intelligence, etc. Now, the main thing you want to be focusing on in the grid, you're going to have all these unlocked passively, I believe. Just look around and look for abilities and click on them and see what resources you're going to need. You could always find the resources by clicking the magnifying glass on where they are on the map. What resources you're going to need and if it makes sense. So if you know, okay, I only have 1 or 2 abilities on my character, where's the third ability? Well, it's going to be somewhere within these first 3 spheres. Usually. I can't say that about every character for sure. And there's passives as well, like in this case, grants additional light attribute to regular attacks. Well, if I decide I want it, okay, I'm gonna come up. So in order to go get that, I got to travel up this path. Do I have the resources to go get that? If not, where can I go farm them to get all those resources? So that's the type of stuff. You're gonna want to unlock abilities first. Let me show you abilities. So in this case, I'm actually missing an ability, so it's somewhere on the map. I'll find it eventually. I just got this character, like, not even an hour ago. I've unlocked 2 of her abilities. Oh, that's another thing I should go over. I'll do that next. So, like, let's say I'm trying to find her ability. Abilities are all going to look like this. In this case, it's Cure Blindness. I just got to get down there. Actually, you know what? That might be a spell. Spells and abilities are different. Yeah, it's probably a spell, actually. It says magic, so... Abilities cost no mana. And there's upgraded versions of the abilities, if you notice. Clisnap right here is a 3-star version. That's the 2-star version. Or whatever you want to call it, orb version. So somewhere in this area I'm missing an ability. Maybe it's this one, Glitter Rise. Yeah. So I would have to... go from here to here to here, which isn't too far, but I don't have the materials yet to get there. So just do stuff that makes sense, guys. Try to get all your abilities early. Once you unlock all your abilities, buff the stats a little bit. If you can get some passives, great. That's how that is. So we'll actually go into a combat here so I can show you guys some stuff. And then I'll give you guys some suggested early game abilities that are going to help you out. And a couple other tips for you. Oh yeah, one thing to note. So on the main screen, it's already gone for me because that character I just showed you. There's going to be a new quest thing up here. You're going to see it in this area. Click on it. It'll tell you what you need to do. The majority of it, it's going to take at least 2 days because you have to log in the second day for the last reward. One of them's like upgrade an arc. You know, complete whatever missions. There's going to be 9 of them. Click on the missions, get the rewards once you get them. And when you unlock them all, you unlock that tank character. She's not very high tier, but she's a tank with heal, and you can turn her into a DPS. Pretty much any character in this game, guys, you can make really badass, even if they're not high tier. It's just a matter of how much investment you want to put into them. So, okay, so what else now? Guess we'll go to the map. I'll show you guys combat. So let's pick something. Here. Let's say I'm gonna go here. These are your friend units. That's actually something I gotta get into later, but just take care on your friend units. Who you decide to help you out here. I'm gonna take a semi-high tier friend here. So when you get in combat, these are your arcs down here. These are your characters. You can check your supporter if you want to make sure, you know, they're geared properly. They got all their abilities. Whatever's going on. Go back. Okay, so we're gonna start now. This is your deployment costs. Before the battle, you can actually click the question mark to see what the... I'll show you guys. What, like, the battle attributes or the battle quests are going to be so you can get the maximum loot. Okay, so let me pause here. If you ever get into battle and you don't know, you can just click the top right. It's right here. So you gotta do all 3 of these things in order to get all the units and stuff. Now, when you've beaten Royal Capital like I have, and you got auto mode and manual mode, auto mode, once you've cleared a map, it's right here. You can turn it on and off. You can freely switch between the characters when auto mode's off and decide you're going to use abilities. These are abilities right here that don't cost any magic. This is what I mean when I say you need to get all your abilities. Like, I still got to get one for him, actually. Magic, it's right here at the bottom. You can switch between units. When you cast a spell, you got to switch targets and decide where you're going to use it, and then just invoke it. So that's phase 1. And then abilities, the way they work, you see this rotating circle here. This means I have 3 instances of it. So now I have 2, etc. It's going to be recharging the whole fight. It's called SCT, Skill Combat Timer Trigger, Skill Cooldown, whatever it is. It's going to save up all the way. Now, your more powerful abilities are going to charge slower. There's also options in the option screen to where you can turn on whether your abilities can use their ultimates or not, or if you want to manual everything, as much micro and macro as possible. Now, when you fight a boss character, there's going to be a break gauge. A break gauge, they basically just have to be physically or magically damaged. Once the break gauge is depleted, their defense is basically cut in half, from what I understand. Now, we might actually kill this guy before the break gauge goes off. But there's a break right there, so now you want to start just burning your abilities. Any type of craziness you have, just go for it. My man's ultimate right there does a little damage boost for everybody. See the buffs right here. And once you kill the boss, you just gotta clean up the ads. I think she just buffed. Not sure what she buffed. I'd have to read her ability, but she buffed something. And that's pretty much it, guys. You can switch targets when you get manual. You can switch targets. Basically, what you want to do, you want to check your character's arcs and their stagger times, stagger animations, so you can interrupt things if they have like circular motions or front-forward motions, whatever they have. And usually you want to save your abilities on bosses for breaks and then just go to town with spells and abilities on them. So once you've finished the mission, this is going to show you all the rewards you get. Down here, clear quests, stats for time, all the buffs and stuff. And then here's your character stuff. Sometimes you're going to get the 0.1 to get the mastery rewards. Sometimes, most of the time, you're not. It's also going to tell you, okay, you got this much more on your abilities. And once you get those to full, this is your rank, the player experience. And once you're done with that, that's pretty much combat, guys. So it's up to you to figure out teams you're going to synergize and what have you. Now let me go over the friendship stuff real quick. I meant to mention it earlier. So friendship, it's all right here. Pretty much, yeah, you can click, check out how your friends are doing, how much they're playing, whatever's going on. Of course, there's add remove. Now, whenever you get friends, you're gonna be able to receive things and gift them things. Now, early game, you can actually change it here. It's going to be default set to 0. You're going to want to make it friend points early game, and I'll show you why later, but that's a good recommendation. So you can receive all your stuff here. And then one quick note, you can go to the shop from the main screen if you run out of a friend limit, and you can increase it right here for crystals. It's not that expensive. Like I can max it right now. Per 5, it's 100 crystals. So that's something to do if you got a max friend list, because you want to be building up those friend points. Now, things to do with friend points, hold on. There's a couple things. every 8 hours or so, this 10 times gacha for items and souls is going to reset. So you're going to want to be using that. Also, you can do it yourself over here if you want to just do the gacha yourself for friend points. And then I believe it was on the event screen. Let me make sure. I'd have to find it here. Well, there is a friend shop. Remember exactly where it was. Marketplace, I think that's where it is. Yeah. Okay, so shop, marketplace. You come over here, there's a friend point shop. These are upgrade materials, so you can buy the 3-star upgrades, I believe it is, so level 20 to level 40 max level. And I also believe there's some 4-star ones, if I remember right. I think they're the more expensive ones down here. Not sure how high the level the 4-star ones are, but you see, you can exchange these for a while per day. Limit of 5 per day, but if you got a unit that's at max, you can come over here and buy the awakening materials. And it's a pretty good way to get stuff. There's also crystalline here. That I'm not sure if you want to buy it right away. Crystalline is more used for the grid that I showed you earlier, for getting abilities and passives and stats. So probably, to be perfectly honest, probably not a bad idea to buy some of these too. So, and yeah, these are the really expensive things, so I'm guessing these must be the 5-star upgrades. Anywho, that's that, and then there's also a event shop over here, so right now they got the Star Medal event running. And you can buy some good stuff here, like summon tickets, souls, what have you. Skill books. Skill books, that's the more powerful stuff in those sphere grid. Spells, skills. The dungeon keys I showed you earlier, you can unlock certain dungeons. And Crimson Ore, that's another currency. So be sure you're paying attention to that. In order to get exchange medals, Crimson Ore's right here. You guys want to see? That's another shop, pretty much. The more rare currency. There's an event going right now to get that. Let me... What's here? Let's see. Oh. Oops. You can get 1 running start medal for each gacha pool, so gacha pools basically gonna get you those medals for that currency in the shop. So that's stuff to note there. Now, let's see, what else do I have to go over? Oh yeah, okay, so certain abilities you're gonna want to, that are gonna help you early game. Let's see if I can show you the greater majority of them. Might have to actually, hold on. Okay, dispatch list. When I find the ability, I'll just show you guys, so give it a second. Alright, so one of them is Healing Wind. Healing Wind is an MP AoE heal, the first AoE heal you're going to get, so whatever support character you have, that's going to help your farm team, that's going to help you stay up, you know, once you micro it, so just make sure. And there are units that get these abilities at earlier levels, I just wanted to show you guys what the spell looks like. Lostoma, that's another one. For your magic units that you're fighting, it will basically bring their DPS down. It says 20% on their intelligence, but the actual DPS is something more around the realm of like 30 to 40%. And there is an AoE version I'll show you later, but that's a single target version. And let's see here. Yeah, right here, Maiden's Prayer, you can get Healing Wind as your level 1 spell. So if you happen to get that one, I believe that is it's either an R or an SR arc, so not too hard to get. Let's see here. You're also going to want an early game AoE damage spell. The most effective ones and rare ones to get are Lightning and Dark. Lots of characters in the game are, for whatever reason, very susceptible to lightning. It crits them early game. And then Dark, it's a little rarer. I forget, there's like one particular arc that has Dark unit write-off. If you can get it early, it's actually pretty good. And then also another one, Giga Blazer, all enemies minus 20 strength. That's basically what I told you earlier about. It says 20%, but it really cuts their damage a lot more. This is something you use if you got a bunch of physical damage, craziness going on. Smash that out for 16 mana and enjoy that. There's also I believe it's Gigalostoma. Yeah, this is the caster version of that spell, so that's going to help you out early game. And let's see what else. Yeah. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for early game abilities that you'll be looking for to help you farm. There are some other things I don't have that I just can't show you. Most people, they're re-rolling for either Pirate Ship or Sky Ship. Because Sky Ship gives you powerful AoE early and really ridiculous OP aura that deploys at the beginning of every combat. Automatic Barrier. So, Automatic Barrier, it improves as you upgrade, but basically it does dodge rate 25% at the beginning of combat, as well as attack plus 25%. So, pretty crazy. Survivability bonus at the beginning of every stage. A Pirate Ship, that is more of a farmer. Arc. So eventually when you unlock it all the way, you're going to get Pirate Feast. Of course, that's going to be a while, but recovers all cooldowns at the end of battle. That's pretty crazy. And then also it has the Ether of the Master Thief Bangle, which chants a theme item upon defeating an enemy. So eventually when you unlock that, you should give that to whoever your killer is, your finisher. If you have Robin, Thief Robin, who also gets equipment drops when someone... Actually, it's a passive whenever he attacks. He has a chance to get item drops. So if you give that to him and he's like your main physical DPS, you're going to be a farming machine. So keep that in mind. And that's pretty much, guys, your beginner guide. Now I'm going to go into a little bit more intermediate stuff here. Stuff I haven't quite done yet, but looking to do in the future. So most characters in this game, every character can level to 100, but from what I've heard, leveling past 80 is kind of moot because the benefit for what you get isn't really super high, so keep that in mind, getting someone to 80. The main reason you get them to 80, you go to this library. You can do this with the arcs too, not the 80 part, but go into the library. And you get these bonus crystals, the last one's at level 80. That's the main reason most people stop at 80. And then also they've acquired the majority of their power by that point, and levels aren't as important as gear and getting your passive tree and arc skills and all that items. So, see here. Oh, also one thing I did forget to go over on the character screen. All your attributes and stuff are over here, so if you're resistant to something, immune to something, like blind, silence, whatever, your resistances. They're all right here, so be sure to look at that and adjust accordingly if you know you're going to be fighting something in particular. Apparently in the future there's half soul events. Half soul events are basically half soul, like it takes half the upgrade materials to upgrade your character. So like right here, enhanced materials, remember I showed you that shop? If I want to enhance his max level from 20 to 40, I gotta get X amount of meat, X amount of horn, X amount of whatever for whatever character. It's gonna be different. So keep that in mind. That's part of the reason I said early game you're going to be wanting to purchase most of that, because it's hard to just farm up everything for everybody right away that you're going to be using. Awaken, that's something that's going to happen later. Much later actually. So I won't get too much into that right now. This is actually going to be really hard to max out, but as you get farther in your world, a lot more of the materials for, like, say this, like the rainbow crystallite, and if I'm coming over here for the rank 2 version, all of these crystals, they're going to start dropping more on the later stages, early stages. Not going to show up as much, so... But yeah, just make sure you got your expedition system that I showed you guys on the map. Be doing that on cooldown. Do all your missions every day. They're all right here. There's event missions sometimes. See here. As far as spending your gems goes, guys, like I said earlier, when the limited banners come, it's going to be 90,000 crystals. In general, to be perfectly honest, other than buying all the world map stuff and increasing your friend list, I would actually go ahead and pull on most banners right now. I know a lot of people are going to hoard things, but at least try to get up to 5 units or 4 SSR arcs that are needed, and hopefully you can get some good characters out of it as well. Just to complement your team. You know, you don't want to pull too many characters because you can only farm so much at a time, but try to get at least 1 or 2 of the special units. If you can. I personally haven't, but I can't pull anymore at the moment. And that's pretty much it, guys, for your new game. New player guides. So... I think if I missed anything in particular, I think I pretty much hit most things. And of course, guys, leave your comments if you got questions or if you got some additional tips to leave. Always welcome to hear all that stuff. And I hope you're having a good, positive experience with this game. And looking forward to see what comes in the future. So that'll be it. If you're new to the channel, yo, I'm Showtimedr, Showtimedr. I'll be doing some guides for this. I also play Epic 7. Doing Knights Chronicle. When KOF All-Stars comes out, I'm going to give that a try, as well as I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy War Visions. And I do some indie game stuff on the channel and random videos from time to time, so be looking forward to that. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I also stream this on Twitch, Showtimedr on Twitch. Got a Discord, all that's in the title info if you want to get information on that, guys. And that's it for me, so have yourselves a good day. I'll catch you guys later.